Oh my God, I gotta go through all this stuff I can get past. Oh. Zoom passcode. Let me go with my passcode.
You saying something, bro?
Yeah, you hear me?
I wonder if that's my phone because I just did something.
Yeah, you did something. It clicked off. This
Hold
meeting
on.
is being live
Oh, never
streamed.
mind. Yeah. We good.
Oh yeah, we live. That's why you couldn't hear me because I'm talking. I'm like, can y'all hear me? I was giving
We
y'all.
live?
We live now. Yes,
Oh,
Damn.
well, thanks for the heads up.
I was, but I
Oh,
didn't know I was. I didn't know I was on mute.
Hello, Cliffvon. Hello, Saul. Cause y'all didn't see me when I snuck in.
So my
What's
bad.
good? What's good?
It's all good, man. I was going, hold on. I got to go share the link. I ain't even want to did that yet.
You got to go to the Wine&Grow page and share it. I don't know if I want to keep this check.
Doing that now.
I don't know. I'm super right now.
But we live like y'all audience is tapped in right now.
Yeah, they could get on right now.
All right. That's okay. What's happening? What's happening, Wine&Grow? How y'all feeling, man?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm here now. So where would I share it at? I share it.
Oh, I see it. Just on a page.
Then you can just share it to your page.
Yeah.
Yup.
I'm in the wrong thing.
Y'all familiar with these?
What's that? Hold on. I gotta make my screen bigger. Nah, I never did.
Okay, so these are gonna be our icebreakers. So since y'all are over there, we'll pull y'all cards for y'all, and then we have these cards that are going to be specifically asked to you guys. So we all answer these, but then these are just for y'all to answer.
10-4.
Yeah.
Hey, I had amazing 2 last shows too. I like rewatched them the other day.
Thanks.
They were fire.
No.
Thanks.
Yeah, I fuck with the podcast the long way, super long way.
I wonder, let's see.
Can I make the audio big? I know you messing with the outside scenery, so that's lit. That's why I need to be outside.
You know, that nature do something to you every time.
For sure.
All right, we lit now, man. I shared it to my feed. How a couple of my people come.
Okay.
Text message.
Somebody said my twins.
They said we twins?
Yeah.
No.
That's what I thought.
Okay, I'll start. She wanted to be all in the conversation last time. That's what I thought.
Who said that, Siri?
Siri.
Yes.
You
heard her?
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, Siri on one.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, hey guys, I'm Ken.
I'm Kay.
She's Kay. I'm Ken, and this is Wine&Grow. We wine, we grow, and when we grow, we need wine. So we are back with season 7, episode 6. We got our friends with us. We got Cliffvon, we got Saul. Instagram. We are not by ourselves. We have, if you are following us on Facebook, you might want to head over there so that way you can see our guests, Cliffvon and Saul. They are live with us on Facebook. So that's where you'll be able to see them. Other than that, you will be able to hear them as they talk. So y'all want to go ahead and introduce yourselves?
You can go ahead, Cliff. Big Tello Cliff.
Well, my name is Cliffvon from Rockford, Illinois. Live down south of Mississippi. Owner of Tello, truck driver, married, and 3 kids and living good.
3 kids and a dog. No.
3? No, literally.
For real. You got a white you got a white picket fence?
I black. It's actually black.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's black. What we do.
And next up,
Who me, man? I ain't nobody, man. I ain't nobody, man. I go by the name of D. Saul, man. I'm the podcast host for Money Talk Mondays, local real estate agent. However, I do business in all 50 states, and I'm just a cool dude, man. I'm nobody. Like I said, I'm just a cool dude. I'm just here.
Okay, cool dude, just here. Right. Okay. So y'all excited to be joining us tonight?
Absolutely.
So where y'all at right now?
I am in Atlanta, Georgia.
I'm in Picayune, Mississippi.
Oh, you at the crib? You at the crib. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So we're gonna start the show with our icebreaker cards, tonight's conversations, date night edition. So these are the cards we use on every episode to start the show, and we use them to end the show. So we usually start with everybody picking 2 cards in the beginning. We all answer these questions. And then when we finish those, we progress to our conversation cards about love for men. So these cards, these are questions that women ask. They want to know. They're asking you guys these questions, right? But they didn't know who was going to be on the show. So they couldn't just ask you a personal question about your life because they had no idea.
Right.
So it's just general questions that women have about love. So we're going to draw like 7 throughout the talk, and just we'll just have conversations around that. Now I know Saul had a couple things he wanted to address, so maybe we may get to them though in these cards. But if not, we'll make sure we get to it. Okay.
Look, I'm a master with words. I'm gonna make whatever question fit into what I want to put out. So believe that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna draw 2. Yeah, we'll draw 2.
who you want to do first? Us or them?
I mean,
Why you do that?
my throat got an issue. We gonna all answer anyway.
Okay.
So I got a question before we start. Are we answering these questions as a unit? Like we got one question apiece, or both of us get to answer one question? I want both of us to answer the one question. Give 2 different perspectives on one.
All of us answer all of the questions.
Yeah.
We get
got it. Okay. Gotcha.
And with these cards, y'all both answer the questions yes. So it's always going to be both of y'all's perspective.
Hey, one more thing.
It's all of ours.
One more thing. Can we take a shot to a sip to what's going on with the grow that y'all been doing with the podcast and everything that's been going? A sip. We got a sip.
I know.
Yeah. So yeah, let's sip to the
Real
grow.
talk. Shout out to the Wine&Grow podcast right now, y'all. We live. We ready right now. Let's get it.
Ready.
Appreciate it. Appreciate the love. All right. So I'm gonna read this one. Okay. Do you want kids or more kids? If so, how many and what qualities do you have that you feel would make you a great parent? Or what qualities do you have that make you a great parent?
That's your question?
I mean,
because
you go ahead and start it off.
I would like to have at least, I would like to have one more. I ain't gonna say at least because I don't want nothing else coming after that. I would like to have one more kid. If possible. And what was it? What quality do I have that'll make me a great parent? Experience. Boy and a girl. All kids ain't the same, but just through my own experiences as being a kid and then having kids and learning from them. My experiences with having a child and just knowing what their needs were, my needs were, and trying to, and that should help me in raising this child. I'm an open parent. They can come to me and talk to me about anything. Their friends can come talk to me about anything,
Sequoia is a great mom. That's something I always compliment her on. She's great.
So you did it on the other show not too long ago.
Yeah, for sure. For me, if I was to have more children, I'm saying if, so I'm open to more children, but it's not a requirement because my son is 16. So so it's not a requirement that I have more children. So I'm open to it. But if I had more, I would want to have maybe 2. So that way, because my children would be so far apart, then I would want to have them back to back so that they're closer in age, type of a thing. So yeah. As far as what makes me, I feel like makes me a good parent, it's because I like at this stage of my life, I'm just seeking to understand people, so including my children. You know, so like I feel like that's what makes me a great parent, or will continue to make me a great parent, because I don't just look to just try to tell a child what you should do, why you should do it, but also trying to understand their perspective on things as well. Yeah.
That's your quality overall. Yeah.
I'll go next. For me, I'd probably say I want one more, possibly, which as the people on the outside may not know, but y'all know, I might get 2 more. So I think I'm gonna just stick with my 2. Because I have twins. So my first try was twins. So but no, I want one more. And the reason why is because I'm more patient, way more patient with my kids, and I'm learning how to incorporate who I am and give it to my kids. Give my daughter conversation, teach her how to talk to people, and those are my strong suits, and I'm learning how to, hand them over to her, and learning how to, overcome some of the hardest times, in her life. I know how to conversate that to her and express it to her now. Like back when I first met her, it wasn't like that. I was just trying to figure it out. But now I kind of got to figure it out to a point where I know I can give another child even more. So yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
D Saul.
Man, right now I got a daughter. She's 14 right now. And for the longest, I used to always tell myself that, I only want one more, because that was with my daughter's mom. We're not together anymore, so I wanted to afford my next girl the opportunity to have a kid. Because I didn't really want much, but I did want, do the whole family thing. But now, and it's probably as of the last like 2 years or so, I want a clan. I really wouldn't put a number on how many kids I want, however many more I have. Like I'm willing to have 5, 6, 7, 10 more. You know what I'm saying? Because what I realized from just with my daughter, you know what I'm saying, being able to understand life the way I know it and hearing, like Ken said, learning their perspectives about it, that shit is very fun for me. That is very fun, just listening to kids and the way they think, because you got to think about kids. Kids don't really think with the subjective mind that we think about. You know what I'm saying? Kids don't think with all of these opinions and biases, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They think for themselves, right? So it's always good listening, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They think for themselves, right? So it's always good listening. I hear myself echoing.
I do too. I do too.
Somebody must have pulled up the live on that thing. I kind of lost my train of thoughts. Pulled up the live. I kind of lost my train of thoughts. Pulled up the live. I lost my train of thoughts. I lost my train of thoughts. It's still doing. Hold on.
Crazy.
It's still doing. Hold on.
Crazy.
It's still doing. Hold on.
Talk about it. Crazy.
Crazy.
It's still doing. Hold on. Man, that shit.
Crazy.
Man, that shit.
Okay.
We Gucci.
Yeah.
Cool. I think I would just say how I enjoy that. It's fun. It's fun seeing that. So I want more now. I want more, and the reason I feel is the attribute or asset that I can bring for kids is just my wisdom. You know what I'm saying? I experienced a lot of my life, and it'll be good helping them on their journey as they trying to figure out what life means for them. I'll be able to kind of share what I've been through in hopes of helping them figure out whatever they're going through and guide them on a good life like I'm having.
Mm-hmm. I want to make sure they can hear me
Cool.
on Facebook. Is it watching?
Nobody commenting. No. Oh.
Facebook, can y'all hear us? Y'all can hear us, give us a thumbs up.
Can you turn the volume on yours?
On my computer?
Yeah.
On the Zoom?
No, right.
Oh,
So
on
you
my
can't.
computer.
Right.
Yeah, I would turn my sound off because it would have echoed.
Right. So can you turn it on so we can see if we can hear us?
Go ahead.
Hello.
Aw.
Now you got to log back in.
Girl.
Hey, that's a fire hat too, cuz.
You rocking with the Tello hat, man?
I'm rocking with it.
I should have worn my Tello hat.
Yeah, we here.
Yeah, this the hot brand out right now, man. Tello. If y'all ain't got no
Absolutely.
Tello, what y'all waiting on?
That's a fact.
All right, we good. Now do the Instagram, please. We probably should did this before we
No,
started talking.
they can hear us on Instagram.
Oh,
They
okay.
got somebody put a thumbs up.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah.
right.
Oh, Niece just said, hey, y'all. Hey, Niece.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
Like this. Yeah,
Nah, you good. You good.
Okay.
Okay.
So a clan saw that's tough. That's
And
So
I
you
want, huh?
So you
What'd you
said
say?
you want a clan.
Clan, football team.
What
I
you
get
gonna,
it though.
you gonna start a business with your kids?
We're gonna move the world. We're gonna change the world. We're gonna do so much shit together. You know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna create so much. The wealth that we're gonna provide just in my lifetime is gonna take care of every generation thereafter of my family. I'm gonna change my whole family dynamic.
Period.
That's real.
Yeah. All right. Have you ever blown up, called or text repeatedly without getting a response, someone's phone before? If so, what was the reason? So have you ever blown up anybody's phone?
For sure.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's actually I'll pop this one off. That's crazy because that's actually one of my biggest I think fears that I picked up as a kid coming into now, and it's been happening in every relationship that I've had, is the feeling of what would be that word, y'all? Help me out.
Anxiety.
No, not anxiety, of abandonment.
Okay.
Abandonment, right? Yes, so many times I remember, and I know they probably even listening to the podcast right now, so I ain't gonna drop no names, but I remember just different
Please
couple of
don't drop no
occasions.
names.
Nah, seriously though, man. I remember just calling, not getting an answer, pulling up, you know what I'm saying, pulling up by the crib.
So
Like,
men pop-ups too?
shit, I did that. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the mall. You feel what I'm saying? I'm in the mall, like begging for your attention, trying to get you to talk to me, just whatever. I'd have been there and experienced that, and I hate that. I ain't gonna lie, that's one of the things that literally can make me feel the lowest that I ever feel as a man, just feeling like I'm blowing you up, I'm calling you too much, and you're not answering. That shit really bothers me.
After somebody.
No, that's time for it.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you on all of that. Cliffvon, you want to answer next? We're gonna go backwards.
Have I ever did it? Yeah, I done it in the scenario that it was I messed up type deal. Like answer the phone. Type. Like,
I'm sorry.
Yeah. And I felt some type of way of doing it, but I was trying to get back with redeem what I messed up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just what that was.
Yeah.
So what made you feel like, Cliff, this is my question for you, bro. What made you feel like you had to call? Like, obviously they didn't want to hear it at the time. Was it a particular reason why you kept calling and, like, I guess making them or attempting to make them talk about what you wanted to talk about at that moment?
No, I think it was more like me trying to. I didn't fully get to explain everything, and if I don't get, for me personally, if I don't get everything out in a conversation, or if I don't get to ask all the questions, if something happened to me or something like that, I don't feel complete. So now we have to keep talking about it until we get this complete. So, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it was. I felt like I didn't really get to let that person know why it happened, what went on, and we didn't really get to have a conversation. But in the midst of, you got to understand, somebody's mad, they don't care about what you got to say at that very moment.
Yeah.
Right.
And I almost want to challenge you, like, is it that you felt like you didn't get it all out, or is it you felt you were trying to change their perspective?
No. I mean, it was probably a little bit of both, but for the most part, just overall for me, the person I am, I be need to finish the conversation so I can get every point that I had to make out. And if I don't get it out, then it's gonna be on my mind so much. And I get selfish in those moments, but that's just how I am.
Yeah.
Right. And I think it is a little selfishness too, though. I'll be honest. I think it is a little selfishness too. I think we do want them to adapt our perspective. You know what I'm saying? I think we do want them, because we know, I think sometimes as men, I think we know our girls are overthinkers, right? Think about it. When you got your man, like everybody want him. In your mind, everybody want him, right? So we know y'all overthinkers, right? So in our head,
Right.
while we know you're mad, we know you can be thinking of all these crazy things because y'all are overthinkers. We want to make sure that we get everything that we have about it out there, so you can make, I guess, a more logical decision making whenever you think whatever you're thinking about what you're thinking. So we trying to we want you to know our perspective and not think all the way you would think, because we know y'all overthinkers. Y'all be overthinking shit. So no, y'all don't need to think about that. Let me talk a little bit so you can hear what I gotta say.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing that's led me to blowing up somebody's phone, is overthinking. What happened to Cliffvon? He dropped off. But that's the thing that's led me to like doing that, blowing up somebody's phone, is overthinking, like, okay, they didn't answer the phone. It's like, okay, they'll call me back. 10 minutes. Okay, so they ain't gonna call? Like, they ain't gonna text me back? Like, okay, what's going on? Let me call again. And granted, I am getting better at that now. Like, that's something that I do. And I think it really had a lot to do too with the trust level that I have with the people. Mm-hmm. So if I felt like maybe before, if I was like cool about it, and then it turned out to be something different. Now it's like, okay, now I'm gonna be thinking that thing every time I call you and you don't answer. Yeah. So it's like, and I also learned that I use that as a crutch too, to blow up somebody's phone. Like, well, because the last time you ain't answered the phone, this was going on. So now I'm gonna just blow up your phone. Yeah. Because I never know what's going on.
Yeah.
It just be anxiety, like, and just like, well, what if something is wrong? Maybe I should call again, because I know, it's like, even if you feel like they're not doing something to you or, against you or whatever, maybe something's wrong because usually they answer the phone, so.
Yeah, no, I don't do all that.
Yeah.
You got 2 calls in that day, and I'll give you a chance to call me back. If I call again, I have to call that many times tomorrow. Then you want me to show up at your house. And I'm not showing up at your house no more because I don't have time for that either. So I'm just gonna stop calling. Like, that's just too much. I'll give you a chance to call me back.
Yeah.
I think I learned now. I done got hit and hurt like that so many times. Now, like, as a defense mechanism, I don't do it no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm not chasing after, like, if you feel like you feel some type of way, I'm gonna try, like, in that moment, like, as many times I can in a short time frame to see if you want to talk. But now I'm wise enough to know that, it ain't really no talking. And even if, you know what I'm saying, you do talk, it may not be a pleasant conversation because they mad, they irate right now. I probably would rather talk to them when they calm down and they chill out a bit.
Yeah. And it goes back to what you were saying, like, about the abandonment and rejection. And that's really what helped me to, like, not do that anymore. Yeah, when I feel myself getting back into that space where I want to blow somebody, it's like, okay, back up. Like, why are you personalizing what they're doing, right? Because you don't really know why they're not answering the phone. And like you said, like, so thinking about what I'm thinking about. Like, what's causing you to want to do this thing? Like, you know, and again, like learning just not to internalize everything that is being done as if it's being done to me intentionally, because it's not.
That's bad.
Real talk. Real talk. That was a good one right there. I like that one. I like that. That was
Yeah.
deep. That was deep.
But that was your question. That was your card. I don't know. Okay. The next one. Your sex tape just leaked online. What's the first thing you're doing after you find out? Cliffvon, you first.
Ooh.
You
First
said
thing I'm doing.
my sex tape just got released.
Your booty on the screen.
Wait. So let's kind of, is it with the person that I'm with, or is just a sex?
It didn't get
ain't
into all of that. It's just saying the sex
Okay.
tape leaked online. What you
I
gonna
guess
do?
you're gonna make it your own.
What's the first thing you're gonna do?
I'll go first, bro. I'll go
I don't
first.
even know. I don't even know.
You
Man,
get shot right now just with the question.
look.
Said them hats go hard.
Somebody say get paid.
That was coming. That's what I was thinking, but
That's the first thing that popped in my head, right? So
Get
like
paid.
I'm calling Pornhub, I'm calling XXL Network, I'm calling all the porn. So I'm trying to see what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Because it's already out there. Obviously, I got copies of it. It's out there. People gonna talk bad about it. They're gonna talk good about it. They're gonna whatever they're gonna do about it. At least I can take advantage of it. I can't get rid of it. You know what I'm saying? It's already out there. You dig? So why not monetize this shit? We finna get paid. I'm gonna call Shorty up, tell her the good news. Shit, we finna get paid.
That's so good.
I would say, 'cause logically, the first thing that I'm gonna do is call a person that I was in the tape with.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna see, did you fucking do this? Like, then we're gonna have a conversation about what to do next. But my first thing to do is I'm gonna call the person that I'm in the movie.
We have talked about this first. Like, how'd you know I wanted my ass?
Maybe they didn't leak it though. Like maybe somebody found it in their phone and leaked it. You know, so
I think women and men are two different. I think we are two different
That's
ways.
what I'm saying.
What
'Cause
would
I'm
you
like,
do?
especially if I performed, I'm like, yeah.
Everybody
like
can see this. No, I'm gonna be thinking about my job. I may cry a little bit, panic. What the fuck? Well, you know, like my mind gonna go.
I'm gonna
I'm gonna overthink.
don't get me wrong now. I'm gonna be like a little like, oh shit. Now I'm not gonna just bow up and shit, but after I think about that for a very small period of time, I'm gonna understand there's nothing I can do about it, right? You're right though. The first call before Pornhub probably should be the other person. Let them know what's going on. Convince them that I didn't do this, and just let them know we finna get paid. You know what I'm saying? That's just
So we know if a sex tape get leaked on you, you did it, so you can get paid.
I heard about 5,000 here.
it is what it is. I ain't gonna leak it now. I'm not gonna leak it, but if it get leaked, show me the goddamn money. Let's get it.
Take advantage.
If you're gonna leak me, just make sure it's good so I can
Right.
pay. Don't know black stuff, please.
But that's
If you
that's
gonna
the
show me
thing.
good.
That's the thing right there, little mama. That's the thing though. Every time you have sex, you gotta look at it as a performance. You gotta look at it like
The performance.
I remember.
like you know what I'm saying? You are performing, you never know. Shit, how the world is right now, we can record it, we just don't even really know it.
You in the Airbnb, you don't know who put cameras up in that mug.
Listen. No,
Hey, you
I
know.
remember I actually was threatened by somebody that they would do that, and my first mind was like, okay, that was I didn't panic. I was just like, why would you do that? Like, cause how's that gonna make you look?
Yeah.
Like, okay, go ahead, do it, please.
That was
I just want to put this out in the universe. Like, I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen.
I don't
By
want that
no
to happen.
means.
I don't want a problem.
I'm
By
stressed
no
that
means.
people that I trusted to do those things with are going to keep my privacy. So
Your private
my
part.
private parts is my privacy,
Yeah.
and your privacy in the time in the moment.
He ain't want it private no more if he did it. So
Yeah.
Look at the flip side of it though, Ken. Look at the flip side though. Like he might be proud of that. Like, damn, this girl shorty, she fine as shit. I did my thing, she did her thing. I'm finna go ahead and leak this. I like it. I'm proud of this. How
I'm
you
like,
feeling? How you
and that's fine. Hunt me up, but just give me a warning in that case. You know what I'm saying?
give you a warning? There you go.
Give me a warning.
Communicate.
Let me know. Let's talk about this.
Yeah. I'm with you.
What's the last major goal you have accomplished? What obstacles did you have to overcome to do so?
I'll go first. The last major goal that I accomplished was getting my new job. And what did I have to do I really had to overcome my fear of like change. Cause it was like hard for me, like before to like move to new jobs and stuff. Like I always tried to stay in that same company and just go higher. But the company I was working at when I first made my transition, like I had tried everything to try to get different positions, and they was just like really not. They didn't have anything available. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna graduate with my master's degree. Like I'm trying to make more money. It's like, so like I can't keep doing the same job. So eventually I moved from that job to another one, which afforded me more money, more opportunities. But then I wanted to, again, I'm like, okay, now I'm ready to do this. And then because of that experience, though, and me being willing to leave that place that I was working at for like 5 years, like I was like, okay, I left them. So at that point, it's like, I could leave anybody. Now, once I broke that string, like, it's like, I'll leave anybody. So when I got to the next job and they wasn't trying to let me advance, I was like, okay, look for another job. Bye. And then so now I'm just like comfortable with doing what's best for me because I realize that there's no loyalty coming from them. Like they're not going to try to make it work for you.
Right.
Unless it's like a small company. Like I feel like the companies I'm working at now, startup, small Black owned company, I feel like they are catering to my skills, and making sure that I'm in a position that benefits me. But I feel like larger companies, they're not really looking to keep you. They can just replace you.
Yeah, you're
So I had to let that go, but I felt like because of the type of employee that I am too, like I'm really good at when I'm good at something, I'm good at it, and I take my job very serious. I work in healthcare and case management and stuff, so like I always worked with social services, and serving people. So I took my job very serious. So, so it's like I knew I was an asset to the company, but when they was just like, yeah, no, we can't do nothing for you when it's time for me to grow, you don't really value me that much because my growth isn't important to you.
It was all talk.
Right.
Yeah.
Woo.
So I just have to get over that fear of change.
That's powerful right there, man.
Yeah. So now I've been at my new job for a little over a year, flourishing, and I got something I'm gonna tell you after this.
Congratulations too, by the way. Congratulations on that.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so mine would be, it's major for me. I had completed this 75-day challenge, where it was, it's called 75-day soft challenge, where you had to work out for 75 days, 45 minutes, 6 days a week. You have to read 10 pages of a book each day, drink a gallon of water a day, follow a diet, and of course I had to take a picture of myself. And I had completed that whole thing. First of all, that was a struggle because for me trying to gain weight, people be trying to lose weight, but trying to put on the weight is so hard, and trying to still stay focused on a meal plan and trying to remember to read 10 pages every day. But I did read 3.5 books during that challenge. So I went over my goal actually because I was about 133. Mm-hmm. I'm not that now, but yeah, I'm not, but it's okay because I'm not far from it either. So, yeah, but it was just because it's a mind thing too, to be disciplined and the self-discipline and the self-control that you have to really get through this.
Yeah. Real talk. You said 75 days. Some people can't do shit consistently for 75 minutes. 75 minutes.
75 minutes.
Man.
You did it 75 days. Like, that's big. I know you started out saying, like, it's big for me. That's big for a lot of people. A lot of people can't go that long.
Yeah. You tell them do a 10-day cleanse and they can't even do it.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That's what's up, friend. I'm proud of you.
Oh, thanks, girl.
Proud of that. Hey, quick wine break for that. For y'all, both of y'all, those two major goals.
Thank you.
Oh, my back is popping, y'all. What's happening? Ow.
Might be
So
having
if
a
you
tape.
going, you want me to go?
Might have a tape coming out soon.
The back in that back workout. I'll go next. I kind of want to do a real small one real quick, and then I'll talk about a big one. The small one, I just had something that really was affecting me a lot emotionally yesterday, mentally and emotionally yesterday. And I'm just proud. It's a goal that I feel like I accomplished of myself for effectively processing it through, crying all of my tears out, taking everything that comes with it, and having a good day today. Like, that's a goal that I really want to celebrate. And a big one, man, I just went through probably the hardest time of my life the last year. I had, I don't know, a lot of people may not know a lot of me, but I had two successful, thriving businesses. In 2021, I decided to move to Orlando, Florida, and my life changed completely. My businesses started, what most would consider as failing. I wasn't making no money all of last year. And I just overcame that by just getting back to the basics, sticking to the script. And now I'm like bigger than ever right now. Like, business is back booming. I'm getting more and more business. Life is back okay now. And that's big. That's super huge for me. I celebrate that shit every day. For real talk.
Congratulations. That's dope. That is dope.
Appreciate that.
For me, I kind of got like a part of the thing that you said at first, Saul. I overcame like staying calm in a situation. Like, that was a big a situation that I normally would react a totally different way. You know what I'm saying? Just figuring out through this path of me growing how to stay focused, stay calm, and breathe through it and talk my way through it, and get to a real solution with it.
Yeah.
And then on a big note, one that happened for me was probably be the brand, but the biggest one for me would be getting my pops out of prison. Finding a way to get him out of prison, and the things that I had to overcome was stress, and I had to learn how to be patient. That was one of the things that taught me the most patience right there.
Yeah.
Other than my kids and family or something like that, my pops, trying to get him out of prison was wild. And I learned that you can't rely on nobody else to take care of your jobs. What God got for you, he got for you. It was for me to help him get out. It wasn't for me to ask nobody else, because everybody else wasn't going to commit to it the way I would commit to it, because it was for me. And once I realized it was for me, it happened. It happened way smoother.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got to tap in with it a lot more and figure out different kind of ways to do stuff. And now he's out, and now we're finding lawyers and everything for his case and everything. So it's real good. That was one of my biggest accomplishments.
That's good. I like that.
That's
I like
hella
that
good.
y'all mentioned like just tapping into controlling y'all emotions and really processing things, because I know that's something big for men.
Oh yeah, especially for me. Oh my God.
Because a lot of men, like, and this is something we talked about in one of our earlier episodes, is just like the way men communicate versus how women communicate. Like the vulnerability and just being in tune with your emotions is not something that by popularity men do, right? Unless you're super comfortable with somebody, but I feel like it's something that's becoming more popular in men, just being able to process and really say, why am I feeling this way?
Yeah.
Like, instead of just shutting down or snapping out.
So I don't want to get too far away from the things that I think of a man is, right? Like with stability and all that type of stuff, but I want to be able to use both. So use my use my feminine side or my soft side and still be able to be this person over here and try to mush it together. I don't want to get all the way, so I feel like now it's a lot of times those conversations are with the women or other podcasts are like, well, you need to get all the way in your feelings and stay there. Like, no, I need to kind of balance it out.
For sure. And I mean, that's true for for men and women though.
Yeah.
You just learn how to balance your emotions. You can't just be bringing all that energy to everything.
Yeah.
I get so uncomfortable when I'm soft.
Mind and clear.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
Huh?
Say that again.
I said if you're leading with your emotions, your mind ain't clear. You just it's a clouded thing. So you just going not doing what you should be doing for
Yeah.
For sure.
I try to practice that daily. Like people gotta understand how the anatomy of us. You know what I'm saying? Like by human nature, things are gonna trigger emotion. Emotion is the first thing, right? Everything you see it through the lens of your emotion. Right? You gotta be able to be disciplined with yourself. You gotta be able to be tapped in, tuned in with yourself enough to know that, hey, I'm thinking with my emotional mind right now. Let me not trust my thoughts right now. Let me feel them. Let me feel them 100%. You know what I'm saying? Let me not run away from the way I feel right now, because this is important too. But I got to understand this is an illusion for what's really going on right now, right? Calm down in that process. Let the emotions go away, because emotions are temporary, right? Let the emotion go away. Think with a clear mindset. Now you have a clear logic mindset and you have how you actually feel about the situation. You can use both to make your decision-making skills a whole lot faster now.
Absolutely.
So what's
That's so, oh my
Go ahead.
bad. I was just gonna say that's so big for me in my life. That's helped my life feel just so much lighter, and my mind is so much more clear. Like
mine as well.
I was about to ask for both of y'all, what are things that you guys do to help you process your emotions?
I stop and I breathe. That's the first thing. Now, because man, I'm telling you, I used to just respond, react immediately. Now it's like, okay, you just said what? Or you just did what? Now I gotta sit and breathe, think, be patient, and then go back. Then go in there with the logical mind, and not emotional.
Yeah.
For me, it looks like hold on, y'all. I'm fixing up some more.
I see you pouring.
What is that?
What you drinking? It look like some almond mist.
Some rose. Oh, damn,
you
she
got
tried
some
to play me back. She tried to play me back.
You got some La Marca?
She said Arbor Mist, y'all.
I thought that's what you had. You had the Arbor Mist.
That Arbor Mist.
I just saw the color of it. I said, oh,
Yeah.
got the Arbor Mist.
Got it.
That La Marca.
Yeah, well, y'all know I'm a champagne. If y'all follow me, y'all know about champagne moments. So I'm coming with champagne every single time. Prosecco, rosés, that's what I do. The champagne guy. Damn, where was I? We were talking about. For me. Yeah, for me, it's a number of things. But like Cliff said, it starts with taking that deep breath. As soon as I feel that emotion, I take that deep breath and I go meditate. I definitely practice meditation daily, so I'll go meditate on that thought. Like yesterday, what I mentioned earlier, I had something strong on me emotionally and mentally. So I felt it. I cried like what most would consider a little bitch. I don't give a fuck. Like I cried as much as I could. I processed it all. And then when I was done, I went and meditated on it, thought it all the way clear. And then after a while, like I was able to think about it very clear, talk about it with my significant other, and come to some form of resolution for that moment. You know what I mean? That looks like journaling as well. I journaled about that too. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go to the park where I can think clear, nature, nothing distracted me, and I'm gonna write out how I feel about it. I ain't always been like this though. I ain't always been like this. I just learned this, but then I say maybe the last year and a half. But processing my shit now, talking to it with myself, taking an inventory, you know what I'm saying, of what I'm actually feeling and thinking right now, writing that shit on paper, thinking about it, and just letting it fly, being free with it. You know what I'm saying? Don't hold that shit for hostage.
thinking about what you're thinking about.
Yeah.
That's important.
That's
And
real.
yeah. Okay. I like that. I
Man,
like
we reactors. We react so quick and we opportunists. So if we got an opportunity to show our feelings and react quick all at the same time, it's a combustible thing. It happened quick. And you'd be like, dang, he's tripping, but he was just reacting to it. Right.
Yeah.
So that's where that deep breath come in for me. I had to learn how to stop reacting so quick.
Yeah.
Because I'm reacting to something that it's credible for me to react like this, but I don't even fully understand the solution of it yet. And I'm just reacting on the problem. Like my daughter say she come in doing something, I'm just reacting to her. I haven't even like gave her a chance or gave it a chance for me to think it out, how we're gonna go forward and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
That's 100% real right there, bro.
Dang, this is a great segue, right? This goes right into kind of what we're talking about. So we move into
They said it keep freezing on Facebook.
That might be somebody's computer though. You can't discount that. No disrespect, but
No, I mean,
Nah, be real. Your Wi-Fi poo.
Sequoia got it up on her Facebook too, and it's not freezing.
yeah,
Okay, we good there. We good.
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
real,
If-
but they ain't
For
saying
every, but yeah, that's why I'm saying if anybody else experiencing some freezing, just leave some in the comments so we'll know.
She said she good.
Yeah, no shade at whoever said that. I ain't trying to talk about your internet service provider or anything. I'm just speaking.
Okay, so this question, so these are now we get into the questions that are for you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. So considering what you've learned about love, what would you tell your younger self?
First of all, I'm just gonna be real. I'll be 100% honest. I would tell my younger self to don't take anything serious right now.
Dang.
Don't take anything serious. Do not take this person serious. Have fun with it. Experience everything it is about as much as you can handle before you decide on making anything official or serious.
Yeah.
Experience and learn. That's what I would tell. That's what I would tell my younger self.
Okay. I like that.
I would probably tell my younger self to trust the red flags. Believe in them.
Mm-hmm.
Stop giving second, third, fourth chance. Believe in the red flags. When somebody shows you something, believe it.
Believe them.
Believe it. Because they mean it. You know, even when people grow, you meet them as they're mature and everything. They give you a red flag, believe them. Believe them. Every time they show you, believe it. You know, that's it, really. That's one of the biggest ones for me.
Her dad last week had said, you know, just like expect the unexpected.
yeah.
So like
To expect.
don't
That's
expect what
exactly
you
he
expect.
said.
Like just remove those expectations of people. And like you said, trust who they are.
Yeah.
Allow them to show you who you are. And then once they show you who they are, you decide if that's a person that you want to deal with. You
That's
can't
exactly
do it with anybody.
that's exactly what I mean by that. Like,
I know that's why I said it, because I know
Yeah.
that's what you were saying. Yeah.
yeah.
can't change
Motherfucker tell me who they is.
And that's the problem. We were younger. We did so much of trying to change people.
Yeah.
Like, or trying
Yes.
to, like you said, chance after chance to just because they believe that they can change. Because when you're younger, you be like, well, I could just try to do this. We don't even accept ourselves as ourselves. We think we could just change or whatever for anybody. Like, no, you just who you are. Just be that. If you are, you are. You know, like
Yeah.
that's okay.
For real, live.
Just live your life. Accept that. You know, like
Walk in your truth.
walk in your truth regardless of what that looks like, you know. So but we be so much trying to change ourselves to appease other people, and that's where we come into issues in relationships instead of just accepting who we are and showing that true person to people so that they can truly say, I am choosing you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah.
I agree with that. Absolutely. And I would tell myself to stop trying to live through other people and chase your purpose. Because it was a while back in college and all that type of stuff, you know. I was chasing my environment instead of chasing my purpose. Certain
Ooh,
things
boy, that's fucking powerful right there, bro.
certain things that was going on around me, I was chasing that wasn't even for me.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
now
my God.
when you look back and be like, boy, I'm glad I didn't do that, or I'm glad I didn't talk to that, or something like that. I was chasing the people that was around me instead of, I got this big thing. I tell Saul and stuff. If I'm tired and you ask me to go to the club, and I really feel like I need to rejuvenate and get that sleep, I'm going to tell you no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I would have been like, man, let's go.
Had it all.
Yeah, you go and you be like, man, you get there, you like, man, I should have stayed in my bed.
With my first mind.
It wasn't for you. It wasn't for
Look,
you. And that's how
I'm
God
telling.
showed it wasn't for you.
Never lose when you choose yourself.
I'm telling you, bro, like that boy, we had a conversation. I remember that shit like yesterday. I tell him this all the time. That shit literally changed my life, like real talk. Because you got to think about how many times, and this is something that I live by too. Never say yes to something you telling yourself no. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever say yes while at the same time telling yourself no. And that's just so big. Like if you telling yourself you're gonna do this and this is what works for you, the moment that you decide to do something else that didn't go with what you really want to do, yourself, your true self is never gonna forgive you for that. You just did something that you really didn't want to do. So you gotta be proud. You gotta stand up for yourself. I feel like demand peace in your life and just saying no when you really don't want to do that.
Exactly. Yeah. And what I learned,
Boundaries.
because I was reading this boundaries book earlier in the year, and like I talk about this book on every episode, boy, because that book changed my it changed my life, like for real. So, yeah. But no, like into what you were saying, like he said, if you can't say yes right away, right? If there's any like weighing of it, just say no until you have a legit yes. There's no reason to say yes and while you're unsure and you're uncertain. No, until you know for sure your yes is what you want to do.
Yeah.
So that's something that I've been working on. Right now I'm gonna just say no until I sit with this a little bit.
Yeah.
Or just not responding to people. Because that was just a thing too, like feeling like I had to respond in that moment, right when they asked the question. Let me get back to you. I gotta process that.
Yeah. Oh God.
And now as we done got older, the opposite person you would expect a lot of times more than so. The other person understands now, like, or they respect it more. Like, oh, when she say she ain't coming, she ain't coming. Or she really, she say she's tired, she tired for real.
Because you be realizing like all the things you was thinking that people was gonna be mad at you about, it was just a you thing. Yeah. They don't even care.
It's all.
It's all in your head. Thinking that it was gonna matter to them. They ain't even, you could have stayed home. If that's what's best for you.
That was a good question.
Oh, God. I think about that shit all the time, like how it's really, we be like, if you pay attention to yourself enough, I know I do.
Mm-hmm.
You will literally run a full dialogue about what somebody else is, the whole play, the whole script. You know what I'm saying? Like you, them, you yourself, you, them, you playing a whole movie or telling a whole story in your head about how this situation is going and not really realizing that shit is all, it's all in your head. Like it's
up a whole bunch of shit.
Man, bro, like that shit's so real, bro.
You talk to somebody like, what are you talking about?
Real talk. You know how many people believe that? Like that story that they just told themselves? They believe that. They believe that.
I do. I done did that. I done done that. I definitely.
We all do it.
Yeah.
Because this is our work. Like people gotta understand, like our mental, like what we think about is our world. That's our universe. So really, that's the first thing that we see. Is our world. You know what I'm saying? It's everything that we think and the story that we tell ourselves. And so we gotta like Cliff said, take a deep breath and realize that's our world, right? Yeah. When we dealing with other people, now their world is also in effect as well. So now we ain't gotta ignore our world, but we gotta understand that their world is also, these people are thinking with their world as well. They thinking with their mindset as well. So with me knowing that, it helps me realize that I'm not gonna always be right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna always get my way because they world is gonna be important for them, just like my world will be important for them.
Why are you talking to me?
Right, that's real.
Man,
Get out
I
my
got the
business.
Holy
Hey,
I'm
I
like,
just got this.
business. Boy, I didn't tell you to come up out here.
hey, look, for me,
Get about myself.
a challenge in that be I feel like I got a gift. Like I be knowing. I feel like God gives me a message for people or ideas or things in their life, and I can I tell them, and then it pans out, and they be like, "Dang, you was right." Yeah,
it's like
well,
you got to give a prophecy.
I wouldn't just give it all.
That's what you're saying. You just don't want to claim that, but that's what you're saying.
Yeah, but that's what people say. So, right. So my problem is trying to dissect, is it me thinking this thought or is it God giving me the thought?
Oh yeah.
That'd be a big struggle for me.
Oh yeah.
I really be feeling like I know sometimes, and sometimes I have to realize nah, bro, that was just you thinking some off.
Yeah.
You just came in with some stuff.
So what sometimes you got to do is look for confirmation in what you're thinking too.
Yeah, and that's where I done got to. That's where the deep breath also come in, like I said. I gotta sit back, take that deep breath. Okay. Because I done came over the man, look, I be knowing. And when I know it, but I be having to dissect that.
Ken, I gotta I don't want to disagree with you because I agree with you, but I gotta be the devil's advocate on what you said. You can't just go look for confirmation as well, because there is a such thing as confirmation bias, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we really believe something or want something to be true, we look for the validation.
It's gonna show you that,
right?
It's gonna show you
so
what
you got. Right, so you got to kind of understand, for me, because I struggle with that as well, Cliff. Not knowing, I call it either my higher self or my ego talk. One of the two.
That's
you
real.
know what I'm saying? Right. I respect both because I like the way I built my ego self. You know what I'm saying? My ego self helps me protect myself through this world that I'm walking in. But my higher self has all the wisdom. You know what I mean? So I struggle with that as well. And the only thing that helps me with that, bro, is giving up control, giving up trying to figure it out, giving up all of that and just let it play out the way it play out. Because I'm starting to realize the way it plays out is the way it was always going to play out anyway. And the only thing that I'm going to get from it, even if it don't go the ideal way, I'm still going to get a lesson out of this shit. So it really don't matter which way it go. If it go bad, I'm going to learn from it. And now I ain't got to worry about whether that's the wrong voice telling me something. Now I know the fucking answer to it. So I just let shit kind of play out the way it play out. And that's how I get my answers, bro.
That's real.
Turn your brightness up, Saul. You getting dark outside. This is my next one.
How can women help men feel more comfortable with being vulnerable?
Ooh, I know I can go crazy on that.
Go crazy then. It's all yours.
Wait, ask that question one more time. Let me register that.
How can women help men feel more comfortable with being vulnerable?
All right, so I'm gonna be easy on y'all women on this because I really want to but I'm not. All right, because I got compassion for my ladies out there. But the biggest thing that y'all can do, right, is to listen. Right, listen without your emotion. We talked about it a little earlier how that emotional mind kind of rules over us at certain times. Allow us to just freely express ourselves. Allow us to just say whatever it is we thinking or feeling without you interrupting it because of the way what we're saying makes you feel. You know what I'm saying? Allow us to completely get out and ask us questions. Challenge us, if you will, right? About what we're saying. Never make it about how you feel. If you make it about how you feel, y'all don't know that y'all kind of switch it from about us to about you now. You know what I'm saying? So allow us to just ask questions, try to understand exactly what we're saying. Not saying that your opinion isn't valid because it definitely is, but if you ask us how we feel, if you don't want us to be if you want us to open up to being more vulnerable with you, allow us to do that. Give us a safe space to do that. So when we do that, we don't have, because I know I do, I have a fear of being vulnerable with you because it might turn into some bad shit on me. So I'm gonna hold off a little bit on what I'm saying. Right.
Absolutely.
And we all know how that works when we compress our feelings, right? When we compress our feelings so much, we explode and now we go cheat.
Yep.
Right? Now we go talk to this other person because why? We're not talking to this other girl necessarily because she's so pretty and so beautiful. We talking to her because she gonna let us fucking talk. We're gonna be able to say exactly what we need to say and express exactly how we need to feel through her. And she gonna allow us to talk, right? That's why we go talk to the other woman. That's why we go deal with the other woman. They give us what y'all fail to give us because y'all won't give us that safe space to be vulnerable. So just let us talk and just listen. Listen with an open mind instead of with y'all mind. You feel me? And I think that'll help us a whole lot.
I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. 100%. But I will also say, ask, even before we get to talking, and you know that he's emotional about a certain subject, ask, are you okay?
Yeah.
Like invite his emotion in. You know what I'm saying? Like, is everything okay? I'm here for you. Whatever you need to say, I want to listen. I want to be here. I want you to, you know, not man. For me, it's also the physical touch, doing the womanly things in my space while I'm giving you that my emotions. Like, let me know that you still loving me while I'm saying this, and I'm not feeling too much like a, you know, in my feelings where I gotta tap back into, but no, this is how it really should be. You know, while I'm saying it, invite it in with the same love that you invited in. If I was telling you how beautiful you is, or if I was telling you how much I love you or something like that, and it was making you feel that way, and you was touching me or leaning in towards me or creating a space for me to tell you those things, give me that same opportunity when I'm telling you my feelings, because that matters. And if you don't with certain men like me, I will shut down.
Right.
In the old me, like Saul was saying, it would be me going to look for that from another woman. It would be the old me, the old Cliff would have done that. Now me as Cliff is like that deep breath, figure it out, and do what do I really need to be doing, and how can I just try to fix it on my own type deal until she understands. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the biggest struggles in marriage, if I could say that. The biggest struggle in marriage is like trying to wait for somebody that you're with and you've been with this long to meet you halfway, you know, and stuff like that. It becomes aggravating in a struggle. So
I ain't gonna lie though, you said some shit then though, bro. Like, do the womanly things while I'm doing that to further invite me being more vulnerable. If I'm talking to you, like, universe, if my wife is watching this video right now, hear me. If I'm sitting up here being vulnerable about something and you rubbing in my scalp, you rubbing on me, telling me it's okay, I'm gonna shed some tears and I'm gonna open up more and more and more. And you tell me that it's okay. You tell me that it's okay. Right? I'm not telling you to reserve the way you feel. Well, I actually am telling you to reserve it. I'm not telling you to deny it. We can talk about the way I think or what I'm going through, how it affects you. We can talk about that tomorrow. Hell, can talk about that later on tonight too. Right. But for right now, give me this space. Like, give me this space. Invite me in. Like, give me the body gestures. Give me the mannerisms. Give me all of that to just fucking pull me on in so I can feel more and more comfortable sharing with you exactly how I feel so I can open up and be vulnerable. I don't mind being vulnerable, but I'm gonna make sure the environment is safe for me to be vulnerable. I'm not gonna be vulnerable to the world because the world don't give a fuck about me. You know what I'm saying? The world don't care about the way I feel. So I'm gonna protect myself from the world. So with you, I gotta feel like you a part of my world. I gotta feel like you on my side. So I can be able to let down my guard and let you in on the way that I'm truly, truly feeling. And the only way for you to do that is for you to allow me to just do it. And don't stop me when I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Just let me do it.
Yeah.
And I think for women, go ahead. We was talking
I
about
was
it.
gonna say I like that y'all went there. No, like because that's what I was gonna ask. Like, what does that safe space look like?
Yeah.
For y'all, and like what he said when he
Straight up.
yeah, like y'all went there. So,
I was finna say for women that do therapy, that go to therapists and stuff like that, just think about how that therapist creates an environment when you walk in there.
mm-hmm.
Just think about how they comfort you, the smells, the comfortable couch, the right place to sit. You know, right? You know what I'm saying? They create a whole environment for you. That's what your man need.
Right.
That's what everybody need. But that in particular is what we need because we're trying to remove something out of our life for a second, that roughness out of our life for a second to give you this soft spot in us, right? So in order to do that, you got to give us an environment to do it. And if I don't get that environment, I'm finna bark again. You know what I'm saying?
Real talk.
Yeah.
Real
So
talk.
as a woman who seeks to be that safe space for a man, and if you're dealing with a man who maybe is not that vulnerable, right? So like maybe, and you can't really, so like in a dating stage, because y'all don't live together, you're not seeing this person, but say they went through something during their day and they're not answering because they don't want to talk about it or whatever. Like, what are ways that you can encourage a man to want to talk to you, to let them know, like, okay, if you're going through something like that, you can call me. I'm here for you. Like, how do we get you guys to be vulnerable?
You want to go?
I'm thinking. You can go ahead. You go ahead.
I think for men, you can't just get, if they're not there, you can't just get them there. If they're not thinking, I'm trying to be more vulnerable, you can't just. So I think it has to be a process from there. When I feel like if it was a guy that was like been living that tough life, like in one day you're not going to be like, well, I'm here for you. He's going to be like, well, thank you. You know what I'm saying? And give you everything. It's going to be a process that you got to go through. You got to keep on giving that space, and you got to be consistent with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think my answer to that would be to show for you, if you feel the safe space to do so, to lead by example.
Right.
Be more vulnerable and open with him. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all know how it is sometimes when you might not even know this person and they being vulnerable, telling you about all their problems, and you kind of experiencing it too. They just keep going, you relate to them, you feel them a little bit, but you say, fuck it, I'm gonna be vulnerable too. So I think we got to kind of take pieces of that pie. You know what I'm saying? Like, be vulnerable with us. Like, tell us some shit. Like, tell us a deep fucking fear. Tell us something that you embarrassed about. Tell us something that you guilty about. Don't tell us no cliche shit. We can smell cliche from a mile away. Tell us some shit that really fucks with you. Tell us some shit that you really, like, you struggling with. Like, damn, man, my hair or my skin or anything. Because as human, like, it's just our human nature, right? If somebody is opening up for us, we feel like we got to do it too. You know what I'm saying? So when you doing it, we're going to be kind of like, they know, all right, fuck, I need to be, if he care about you, if he like you, he's going to think about what he can share with you as well. So if you can practice leading by example, I think he'll eventually fall in line. I don't want to use fall in line. That sounds kind of bad, but I think he'll eventually catch on to what you're trying to portray and what you're trying to create for the relationship.
I think it's easy for us though, because on the other side, we do those kind of things when we're chasing a woman, in conversation with a woman, trying to get a woman. You know what I'm saying? We do those things. We'll look for something to tap into for you to respond to. And right when you respond, and I'm saying like, yeah, I got a business, and knowing you got a little business or something on the side, I'm telling you about my business. Yeah, I started my business. I'm trying to get my LLC. Oh, I got a business too. Oh, now I done open the door for all kind of conversation. Now I'm finna piece it all together. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing that way as well. That's why I would say it's easy for us because we've been doing it for a long time, chasing women. But for women, it's a challenge, and I get it. But we all got jobs to do.
Yeah, that was your question. Okay, So what does every Black man deserve?
Well, I wrote this the other day.
Go for it. Go knock it out.
Hold on. I gotta look for it. I gotta go look at it. Hold on. Let me look at it. I actually text this in the group with all the guys. I feel like everybody deserves this, but happiness, love, and joy towards your everyday life, and a woman to help you pursue your purpose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Happiness, joy, and
Love. Like with everything that's going on around you, like all the happiness, love, and joy. You deserve.
Yeah.
those-
Every Black man deserves, and a woman, and then the helpmate.
Yeah. Not even a partner.
Okay.
I'm
But
talking
that's
about.
what helpmate is.
Yeah, it is a partner, but I feel like helpmate probably stir some people off. You're my partner.
Learn.
You're my partner.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Use
are
those
this
words.
this from a woman or this is just in general? Well, he took it there for women, so I'm gonna just keep it with women.
What you mean? We're asking what does Black men deserve?
Yeah, what does Black men deserve from a woman or from just in general?
In
In
general.
general.
I thought we were just talking about relations. Okay.
But no, but remember this. Let's know this is about love though. So what is something that every Black man deserves in regards to love?
All right. Okay. So just love, and I'll explain. We deserve unconditional love based on who we are, not because of what we do for you, not because of how I can make you happy, or unconditional from all of those things. We deserve love for exactly who the fuck we is today, not for who you can see us to be in the future, not for who we used to be when we first met you, but for who the fuck we are today. We deserve true, genuine, unconditional love. Like a kid, when a baby is born, the baby can piss on you. You still gonna wipe the piss off your face and we deserve that exact same fucking love, no matter what we do, because we're not perfect. We make mistakes. We don't do everything right for us, not alone do everything right for you, right? Give us a break, give us some space, and love us despite of all of that shit. Love us for who we are and who we want to be, not contingent on anything that it does for you.
Yes.
Love us unconditionally, bro.
Well, you just dropped 50 right there, cuz.
Man, I meant that shit for my soul, honestly. Real talk.
That is real. Man, love me for who I am today, dog.
Love me for who I am right now. Love me for how much money I have right now. Love me for how much money I don't have right now.
Yeah.
All of that. Love me because I'm just here and I'm with you and I love you. Love me for that.
Ooh, you sound like that.
You want to read the comments?
Yeah. So Keisha, well, when you start here, we'll start here this one yet. Keisha said every Black man deserves the opportunity to be understood. And I say this, Rollo said, true, it's hard to find a woman to accept a man for who he is.
Real talk. Real talk. Real talk, man. Real talk.
I be having problems with that too, because it be feeling like sometimes some people just don't think that like they don't. I don't know. They don't look at how they made it to where they are, and that you did the same thing, kind of deal. Like they just give themselves all the credit. Like, and now if you're not here with me, then bump you type stuff. Like, what?
Yeah, you gotta, like, as a woman, you gotta ask yourself, like, when we talking about true love, we talking about real, genuine fucking love. You gotta ask yourself the question, right? Am I doing this shit out of love, or am I doing this shit out of fear? Am I doing this because I don't want him to leave me? Am I doing this because of what he's doing to me, or am I doing this because I truly, truly love him? Am I doing this because I want something from him?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or am I doing this because I love him? You gotta act like us too, you know, men, we have to ask ourselves the questions as well. But I challenge all the women out there to ask yourself the question: is you doing this shit out of love, or are you doing this out of fear? Are you doing this because you don't want him to leave you? If you're doing it because if you don't want him to leave you, then you're doing that out of fear. If you're doing this because he might not pay the bills next month, you doing it out of fear, baby girl. Like, that's just real. Are you doing it for love, or are you doing it out of fear?
I like
That's a real question.
that is.
Yeah. He said a lot of men feel that women don't care to understand them, and a lot of times that's why they don't want to be vulnerable.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think, and you know, and I don't want to make it seem like, you know, that I just got this huge vendetta for women. It's just I kind of understand how this goes. Like women a lot of times, and I'm about to take that control thing and I'm gonna bring it here. Like a lot of times women be so consumed with themselves and how they feel and their emotions and how that hurt them and all that shit. They dismiss the opportunity for that man to express the way he feels as well. That's why we don't be vulnerable. That's why we don't say shit. Because if I say something, you're gonna make it about you.
Absolutely.
Now,
Absolutely.
I didn't went from like, I'm gonna tell you, this happened in my real life. This is what I was so emotional about yesterday. I'm taking out the time to be vulnerable. I'm taking out the time to open up. And because I opened up, you know how fucking hard it was for me to open up to you?
Yes.
And then I did that and you made it all about you.
Yes.
Now I gotta defend myself. Now I gotta say, but I. Now I don't even, now I'm walking away from this conversation with the same problem that I had coming into it, with another problem about how you feel about it now. Or hate that shit.
Or Saul, you gotta convince that person to feel you actually have to tell this person how to feel for you instead of them just listening. That is the worst thing in the world. You got to keep doing it over and over and over. And it's like, why do I? And now, if you did try to do it, I feel like you just wasted your time, because now in my mind, I just have to tell you,
boy,
love me.
Swear, it don't feel natural anymore. It doesn't feel like a flow anymore. Now I gotta tell you. No, I shouldn't have to tell you. You should pay attention to me. You should look at me. You should learn me. You should understand me. You should be aware of fucking me without your opinions and your biases. You should be aware of me. You should know how I like things. You should know how I need to be heard. You should know these things, right? And let me do my thing, right? We women are so consumed in how they feel, y'all. Y'all just don't feel me. And maybe this is just my experience and what I've been dealing with the women, with my girl, you know what I'm saying, or my situations, right? But women, in what you feel is still important, but how I feel is fucking important as well. Like, how I feel right now is important. Let me get my rocks off. Let me talk my shit. Let me feel how I feel right now for 10 minutes. And then 30 minutes later, then we can bring you in and we can discuss how you feel. But right now, I need the flow. Right now, I need the stage to express how I feel and get that shit off without your judgment. I don't care about your judgments right now. But right now, I'm still trying to figure out whether or not it's safe. Is it safe to tell you about how I feel right now? Can I be vulnerable right now? Is this a safe space? That's what I'm concerned about right now. And if I have to like defend me, because I'm defending me on that, I'm having to overcome myself to tell myself it's okay to be vulnerable right now. And the moment I have to overcome you as well and defend myself against you, I'm done. I'm out of there. I'm good. I don't want to do it no more. I'm good. I got it. I'm off. Let me go call my partner. Let me go call this other shorty. Let me go do something to keep my mind off you. Because you just fucked up. You just made the situation that I was feeling a little worse, because now you put yourself involved. Now I gotta convince you that you straight. Convince you that you, man, fuck all of that. Real talk. I mean that.
So now you just gonna go play the game?
Don't you, because you can't be upset with somebody because then they want to tell you how they upset. You know, like, it's like, no, we're talking about me, right? Don't use my opportunity to express myself as an opportunity for you to tell me how you feel about me. Like, this is, if you felt the way, you should have brought this up before I did.
Real talk.
You know,
Real talk.
You know, like, so it's like what you're saying is like taking an opportunity to listen, and maybe, you know what, I'm gonna just let him get this out and I'm gonna address my issue tomorrow. You know, like yesterday we talked about your stuff. I felt you, and I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna reiterate to you how I heard you. These are the things I heard you say. This is the things that I feel like I can do. You know what? And then I could deal with my stuff later. You know, like, but and that's a learning process too. And I think that's vice versa in relationships for men and women. Like, and that's why I love like these conversations that we having, because really I didn't hear y'all say anything that a woman doesn't feel too.
Yeah.
In a relationship. At least me as a woman, I felt in relationships, feeling like I'm trying to express myself in this, but I'm trying to do this, and I'm not talking to you about that though. We're talking about how you made me feel when you did this thing to me, and you tell me why you did what you did. No, I want you to not make me feel this way.
Yeah.
Right.
I hate when a person in those moments, if you ask a question and they don't just answer your question. They answer your questions with how they feel.
Yeah, bro.
What?
Wow.
I just asked you a specific question, and you answer my question with your emotions and how you feel about everything, and then try to, like, I even be like, bro, you don't even in school, you will get a bad grade on your test if you don't say yes because. If you just tell the because, then you ain't gonna get it right.
I like what you did though.
You gotta answer yes first or no first. No, they didn't do it because. You know what I'm saying? Oh man.
Hey, I did. And Ken, that's the answer to the question, what you said. For a woman out there that's asking the question of how to do anything, just ask yourself, how would you like it to be done for you? Because we deserve the exact same thing that you feel that you deserve. We deserve that too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's real. That was good. That was a good one. That got me right there.
Yeah, Rallo said a woman looks at me. Well, a woman looks at a man different if down and low on money, but a man accepts a woman at her lowest.
Right. But that's to be real, that's a little understandable. And because of, I know some people don't just believe in full gender roles, but you know what I'm saying, men are meant to build a woman. Men, and a woman is meant to complete a man. So if a man is not on a journey and he doesn't have like anything going, or he doesn't have a purpose, or he's not chasing his purpose, then that is understandable. But we are going to take a woman that's of nothing and bring her in, because we're not asking her, we're not wanting your money, because your money is your money. My money is our money. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter what you have. I can help you. I can help you get there. We can get there together.
Right. I have to check myself a lot, bro. Like, and I'm not looking for nobody, none of that shit. But you still have these thoughts. So I'll be like, let's just say I'm in the mall, right? I mean, at this age now, if you work in the mall, we kind of know what that salary looks like. You feel what I'm saying? Like, no disrespect to anybody out there, right? Because what I'm about to say is, I'll be walking through the mall and I'll see, a nice looking girl. And then I hate my ego will try to come in and say, bro, she work in the mall. Why does it fucking matter? It really don't matter, right? Because men kind of look at first, because we don't know anything about you. We look at how beautiful you are. We look at your hair. We look at your skin. We look at your toes. We look at all of these things that really don't define who you, like money that you have or power or status, none of that shit. And then after we get to talking with you, after we have a conversation with you, then we start falling in love with how you articulate. You know what I'm saying? Your mindset, right? We start falling in love with those things. We really don't care about how much money that you have, because, and I don't like using that term that Cliff used, was we supposed to be or we meant to be.
Yeah.
Society made that a thing. Yeah. I get that. But that's how a lot of people operate. So I'll dive there. We are natural providers. We are natural protectors. So we ain't worried about how much money you got, because we gonna make that. We got that. We're gonna take care of that. That don't matter to us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want you to cook and all that shit, but we know we gonna go out and go get the food. We gonna get the bread. Like, we gonna make sure we're straight regardless. We just want you to be you and to be there for us. You don't have all these rules and stipulations that you have to go by to make us happy. Just make us happy. Just do just be there for us. Let us talk. Allow us to express ourselves, and that's really all you need. That's how I feel like men love women a little bit more unconditional than women love us, because they always looking at what we can do for them. We always look at it from what we can do for them, while women look at what they can do for us, if that makes sense.
Yeah, fact. Read that comment. What was it?
Which one? The one I'm
Darius.
Oh, she about to read that one out.
Wait, because it's a lot. Because it's two of them. The first.
Okay, go ahead.
The first one, he said, men have been raised to adhere to a woman's emotions,
Right.
mainly because a majority of men were raised by a woman. The woman before millennial women came of age did what?
Millennial.
Did not teach
Did not.
them.
Oh, okay. Did
Oh,
not
okay.
teach millennial women how to cater or listen to a man, not his thoughts or feelings. It's all about them.
Mhm.
I get it.
And he says, I beg to differ. The woman does not complete the man. The man understanding his purpose and pursuing his purpose is his completion. If you have a woman and she leaves you, are you incomplete now?
Are you incomplete if that woman leaves you?
Yeah. If she leaves you, are you complete now? Are you still complete?
Because you were saying like a woman completes a man. That's what he was talking about. So if he's saying he doesn't agree, it's the purpose, your passion and stuff that really completes you. Because you don't.
Who said that? Who said that?
Darius.
Yeah, I agree, Darius. I 100% agree.
So I kind of don't agree, and because I agree to a certain extent. So like your purpose is for men is everything, right? And that's gonna give you everything else that you get, like from your money to your happiness to everything really being complete in your life. But when you got a real partner, I think that comes from a mind of somebody. I mean, some people that we don't have real partners, right? So if you and your homeboy go into a partnership and he builds cars and you build cars, but both of y'all do everything alike, then that's not a good partner. But if you got a woman that comes in that completes your other half, which women are really supposed to do normally, I feel like if you got that person, your purpose, you living in your purpose is going to be even more comfortable. It's going to be even more powerful. You're going to be even more stable and everything in your purpose. So think about a pastor in his wife. Like he's up there preaching, but she creates an atmosphere for him after he gets done. Keeps everybody calm. She does little things to keep the motor running right.
So I don't think that's complete, but I think it's complimenting.
Okay, yeah, I guess I said it wrong.
You used the wrong word, but I get it.
Yeah.
Right woman, and the right woman will. I get what you're saying, because in the sense that right woman completes it because she adds so much to it.
Yeah.
It's like, now it's an addition, but it's not so. And like what he's saying, it's like you already have that thing going. But what you're saying is that woman is going to make it even better, and that's what true partnership is. Period. Because even if I come into the relationship with something, then that man adds more value to the thing that I have. And that's what marriage is. Just adding value to each other's lives.
Adding value, yeah. I think that's so key to like relationships and marriages or whatever. Like you got to go into this thing already complete. Right, this person needs to be extra. This person needs to add to what you already had.
Yeah.
Like if you got to think about it though, if they come in and complete you, like he said, when they leave, does that make you incomplete now?
Exactly.
I got it. I agree.
That just answered one of the comments, because I was going to say that, but he just answered. It says, yes, you are incomplete because a man is meant to have a helper. So you are incomplete until either you find that woman who can give you that comfort zone, or you get back with that woman and she gives you the completion you need. You need the stress reliever. We all should be going into relationships complete.
Yes.
We ain't half or nothing when we're going into these relationships. Any person that we're choosing should be a compliment to us.
Exactly. And that's the problem. So many people go into relationships looking for somebody to give them something.
Yeah.
And instead you should be going into it looking like, what can I add to this person? Not what can I get from this person to make me better?
What value do I bring?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. For sure.
I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. I agree with that 100. and 10%.
It's duality to it too, though. Like, man, I hate to be the devil's advocate all the time, but like, I strongly agree with that. Like, we gotta always be complete, but just think about like how much more powerful. I guess more is the word. I guess so. It's gonna kind of shut down what I'm saying, but like we kind of like we love a woman though. We love women though. So in a way, like having a woman makes us complete in a way. Like we love women. We want somebody by our side. We want to share this wealth
We're
with
meant to
somebody.
be together. We're not meant to be
Yeah.
alone, you know. So naturally,
Right.
you're meant to have, like what she's saying, off what she's saying, like you're meant to have your person, your partner to help you go through life.
Yeah.
But it's not that
Yeah.
you're looking for that person to give you that value.
Yeah.
And that's what Sequoia is speaking to when she's saying, don't come into a
Right.
relationship, you know, not complete, not healed, you know, because we're all going to continue to grow and evolve, you know, but you know what you're coming into this relationship with, and also what you need to continue to grow towards too. It's just that awareness that you're coming into it with.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
Real.
Nah, that's real. That's fucking real right there.
did we ask this one? I think we asked like what is, but not this exactly. But somehow we got these parts all mixed up. But okay, go ahead.
Knowing what you know now, is there anything you would do differently in any of your past relationships?
I know I would in my past relationships, I would put the focus on the dating stage. I would put the focus on getting to know their their child, their younger self, their how they grew up. You know, how was it for them in school? You know, how was family life for them? How like those things would matter. Like I wouldn't give a shit about what job you have right now, what you're doing right now. That's important, but more than anything, I want to know how you grew up, because how you grew up is going to tell me a lot about the person that you really are, right? Like everything in your environment, your childhood, whatever, kind of shaped the person that you are right now. So I would take a deeper dive into your childhood, to how you grew up, how you came up. That's what I would do differently. Yeah.
For me, I probably wouldn't do nothing different, because the relationships happen the way they were supposed to happen. You know, I can't change the past. I would in this relationship that I'm in, this marriage that I'm in, I would have did things different. I would have asked those questions and got more in tune with that before we got as far as we got. You know, and got so far invested, and now we're asking 7 years later, and it's a conflict. It's because we're in a conflict that we're asking those questions. When you should be asking those questions in the growing phase.
Right.
You know, and then so you would already understand and understood why this person is reacting this way.
Yeah, that's good.
Like, don't ask a person later on, like, why are you punching through walls? Well, because he's laid there and dealt with abuse his whole life.
Yeah.
Y'all never took the time out or was patient enough to get to that place to have those conversations.
Exactly. Or because you know that this is something that this person dealt with growing up, now you know how to approach conflict with them to prevent them from doing those things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I agree with both of y'all, asking those questions, or those deeper questions. Those I ain't gonna lie, I got a list of questions in my phone. I will go down that list. So tell me, what's your biggest fear?
Yeah.
What did you learn from your last relationship? What did you do wrong? Not what they
forget nothing.
For sure, because you need to. That's how you really vet people.
Yeah.
And I agree with you, Cliffvon, like just like making sure you're like, so many people get into situations with people before they truly vet them. And it's not that when you're in those situations, you can't work it out, right? Because if two people are truly invested in working it out, you know, you can learn to get to know that person in that stage, because you're going to, again, like I've already said, you're going to constantly be growing anyways.
Yeah.
You know, so getting to know that person now on that level, and both of y'all being on the same page with that.
Yeah.
You know, being intentional with that. So
I just feel like we don't start off as trying to build a friendship first. We just go straight into dating.
Yeah.
And that's what hogs everything, because how do I even know that I'm really gonna like you once we get to this phase? We ain't really talked about nothing because we ain't really tried to be cool for real.
Yeah.
Real talk, real talk, real talk.
Those things
that's
been taught to us in everyday life and stuff like that, from us craving sex so early and all kind of crazy stuff like us. Now you don't even get to like meet a girl no more. Like you don't even get to like really run game or really get to know a person no more. Now it's like strictly give me your Instagram. Oh, I like you, you like me. All right, you go to, you cute. Let's go on a date. I like you, we go together. Like it happens. Everything is marketing.
Yeah, everything microwave. Like for real, like social media, bro, it ruined a lot of the real love. You know what I'm saying? Like now, like you gotta have this certain image. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about society, not for me. For societal standards, you gotta have a certain image. You're supposed to do these certain things, right? Y'all, we really like dismissing the opportunity to just be ourselves and having a natural fucking match. Because if I look at your shit, I might be truly into you. And you might propose, like you might have this illusion of your page that I need to be this certain type of guy to get to know you or something like that. So now I'm doing the most trying to put together this fancy ass date because you look so fancy on your shit. Like, and society is making that the thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why can't we just do a coffee date or a fucking smoothie date? Something very small. They made, you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine if somebody say, what was your first date? And they say, yeah, he took me out for coffee. You know, a $10, $15, $20 date. Society will try to make that shit seem like it's so small, like it's so lame.
Yeah.
But like, if I'm not at this fancy dinner trying to make sure I'm looking all fly and you not trying to look all good, we care about more of that. And we just having coffee or a fucking smoothie, we're gonna have some real fucking conversation because ain't nobody trying to impress nobody. You know what I'm saying? We're just meeting to talk. I honestly don't feel like we should be spending a lot of bread on nobody until we really fuck with them.
Yep.
Until we fuck with them. If I tell you let's go on our first date and I say I don't want to spend shit, we Dutching. That should be okay. That should be okay. Now, am I the type of man that's gonna do that? Probably not, right? But why isn't that okay for the man that just can't afford a fancy date? Why can't that be okay? Because that's the man that you probably want, the man that's being himself to court you instead of the man that's trying to impress you.
Exactly.
Please be yourself.
Exactly. That's that vulnerability though.
And I can really see right there. I can tell everything about you right in them first few days anyway. So please be yourself.
Because I'm gonna be expecting you to maintain that. You know what I'm saying? And I really, that's why I look. Most of the time when I'm meeting people anyways, it's like in a bar or something. So I'd be okay, let's go have some drinks, go have some food, some chicken wings or something like that. Go to the park, take a walk. You know, like, so because I don't, like you said, you don't want to be distracted by somebody's money or what you feel like they can do for you. You actually want to get to know that person authentically and stuff. So
yeah,
Keisha said that too early. Like, okay, they talking on this episode.
Yeah. Darian said, I don't really like the word partnership in relationships or marriage. I prefer the word teammates, but that's a whole other story.
I like that too, though, Darius. I like that, teammates.
Partnership.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie, Darius, though. I'm gonna be real with you, my boy. I'm gonna be real with you. I would love to agree with you, but this shit is designed for a partnership. It is a business partnership. You are building a business of wealth when you marry somebody. Whether you like it or not, you're building a business of wealth for your families to come. It's a partnership. You got to be able to compromise. You got to be able to accept. And you said teammate probably the same thing, right? It's probably the same thing. You got to take, you got to take what comes with this person. You're trying to build something.
You got a common goal that you're trying to reach.
Yeah.
I think teammate is just saying it more subtly, you know, like, but yeah.
He also said those questions will run a man off, Ken.
Oh, but it didn't. Not the right one.
Nah, I was
I'm gonna tell you this because I can appreciate when I don't even have to pull those questions out because that man is coming with those same questions. I'm like, damn, you looked at my list. Because what I ended up dating somebody who also had a list of questions. So not somebody who's on the same page as me. Attraction, you know, like, and I've had people who that did run off, and I knew that person wasn't for me because they didn't want to have those deep conversations. Yeah. I ain't just pulling out my phone like, let me ask you these questions. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's definitely a natural conversation or whatever. You know, like.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though, Darius. Here's the thing, though, bro. Like, by her having those questions must mean it means a lot to her, right? So if she asks this question and it runs somebody off, that is a great fucking thing because he's not for her, right? If these questions is running her off, it doesn't mean that those questions are bad. It just means that if you can't answer those questions, you're not going to be a good fit for her because those are the things that's important. She don't give a fuck about nothing else. She care about these questions, right? And if you can't pass this, and this running you off, you're actually doing her a favor because you're not for her. She don't want you.
I got something like that. So I had somebody do some artwork or whatever for me, and when they was doing it, they kept on asking me like, "Hey, you want me to do it like this?" And I'm like, "Hey, man, just do it the way. Yeah, I'm going to give you my vision.
Yeah.
You do the artwork.
Yes.
How you do the artwork. Don't keep asking me, bro. I'll trust you. I pick you." And he was like, but bro, a lot of times I get people that have me do artwork or something, and I continuously have to answer their questions and do it how they like it. And sometimes they don't like it the way I did it. And I said, the problem isn't you. The problem is them not looking for the right person to do the artwork that they needed to be done.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the problem. And it's the same with this. I'm looking for the right person that wants to, when I ask this question, he asks it right back or she asks it right back.
Exactly.
You know, it becomes a real conversation between two grown people that really want to get to know each other. Not just, you know, we just asking big questions and that was it. And now you like, but why you asking me all that? Like, ask it back. Let's get into real conversation about this. Yeah. Because a lot of people don't know how to have real conversation. I feel like we blessed as being born. I think we all been born in the 90s or 80s. And we was blessed with that era of conversation. You know what I'm saying? And the 90s, the real R&B and real, you know, in your feelings, getting to talk and ask, you know, all that type of stuff. I think it's gonna be hard for this new millennium, these new kids to understand how to have real conversation.
Yeah, and to go back to what Darius's other comments about the millennial women and him feeling like the women who came before us, they didn't really teach us how to cater to a man's needs. Absolutely. And stuff like that. And I actually agree with that. Personally, for me, like I didn't see submissive women. So I came when I earlier on, I always came, I could do this, I got it. I don't need no man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was good to have you here or whatever, but my mama always taught me to make sure whatever you have with this man, you can have on your own without that man. You know, like, but she never really taught me, to his point, like how to like be there, how to support, how to provide that safe space for vulnerability. These are all things that I've had to learn myself, you know, as I'm growing and going through the different things that I'm going through in relationships. You know, and that's another reason why we're having these type of conversations, because we're still trying to learn. Yeah. Still trying to get better at it.
Like in our time, before us, they had to learn by word of mouth and talking to each other, right? When we start coming up, now we're learning from movies, music. In this generation, they're learning from strictly the music, strictly the video, strictly the, you know, like social media and stuff like that. And now it's just gonna become a bigger pattern of, because there's no more hand-to-hand conversation. There's no more, I'm big on, I don't like texting. Don't text me. You text me something that's important, I'm calling.
Yeah.
Real talk.
Every time. You text me something, I'm calling. I don't even respond back with a text. I'm calling.
They watering down everything. Like, you gotta understand what social media does. Social media paints this. I ain't gonna say social media. I'm gonna just say media in general. You gotta think about what media is, right? I got a best friend, Josh, that does art. He creates art. He creates something from his mind. That's what he thinks, right? He creates his best. right? So when people put any kind of media out there, any kind of art form, anything that they're putting out there, they're putting out the best. Just let that sink in. They're putting out their best selves. They're posting their best pictures. They're telling their best things that's happening in their life. And then what society is doing is taking that and making it standard. It can't be standard because it's the best, right? When people post, it's the best. It's not standard. It's either the best or the worst. People either gonna post their best shit for clout, or they're gonna post their worst shit for fucking sympathy and you know how it is. You want people to tell you, I'm sorry for your loss, you know, and I get it. I ain't got nothing wrong with people saying that, but that's, to be real, people doing that shit for attention.
Yeah.
Right? Everyday life, normal life ain't just about getting attention. It's about real fucking life. It's about how shit really is. And the world is getting away from that because of social media, because of the news media, because of the fucking TV, right? They're not gonna put a boring ass script together for a movie, y'all. They're gonna put some exciting shit, some fabricated shit, right? It got a real meaning to it, but it's still fabricated. It's a movie, it's a script. Like, people gotta realize that all that shit right there is one big ass illusion of how life truly, truly is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just real. Man, boy.
So this is the last question from this. Is there another comment?
Yes, too. Darius said, I would have to explain why teammates versus partnership. I would have to explain why teammates versus partnership, but we don't have enough time. He said those questions mean there's damage and trauma, and it may not have been healed in therapy. So I will pass on that woman.
Yeah, bro.
He doesn't even know the questions that I'm asking. So you can't really say that it's they are from a place of experience, things that I don't want to experience anymore. So yes, trauma, but it's trauma that I heal from. So now I'm trying to make sure that this person isn't going to re-traumatize me, right? So I know my triggers now. So I need to know what type of person this person is before I bring them into my space, knowing what I've gone through. It has to do if I'm healed from those things or not.
I feel him though. I know where he coming from though.
Mm-hmm.
What he's saying is, if you're asking those questions, because most women aren't like you, Ken. Like most women, well, I ain't gonna say most. I'm gonna stop saying that. Some women will project their traumas, will project their past relationships onto this new man. And I think what he's saying is, he really don't know if you're the type of woman that's gonna project that shit on him. So he just a cool pass. I want a woman that kind of already know this.
And I understand that. That's why I'm like, well, that's just not the person for me, because the
That's
person,
the healthy part of it.
like what Cliffvon is saying, they're gonna want to engage. Okay, I like that question. What's your deepest fears? Tell me.
Yeah.
What are you looking to accomplish in 10 years? What is that about that is traumatic?
I think about those questions like this. Like, say you take somebody out to go eat seafood and they have a big breakout, right? So the next date you go on, you're gonna be like, hey man, you allergic to seafood? You know what I'm saying?
That's why I understand what he's saying.
Because it's like, I will hope that person wouldn't get uncomfortable by me trying to make sure they don't have a breakdown from that.
So it's not that it's trauma, but it's learned experience. So now I want to inquire about these things before I get into a situation, instead of figuring it out like what you said, 7 years down. Now I'm trying to ask these questions that I really should have asked early on. Yeah.
I get Darius too, though. Don't get me wrong.
No,
though.
I do too. I get him too. But I'm just saying, for me specifically, they're not that they're things that I have not healed from, but I agree that there are questions that you think about when you go through something. So some of them are just general questions that we should really be asking anybody that you're dating. Why do you do it?
That should
you go to church,
what he's saying should come up in conversation as you have. That's real conversation. So like that person's asking you those questions. Like, are you okay? Have you really went through something? That should be those are questions that I want to know. Have you ever been to therapy? Do you still have trauma that happened in your life that you're still healing from? Those are questions that I want to know.
Yeah. And some people just at different parts of their life. Exactly. Like Darius might be at that point of his life where he don't even want to deal with it. Like, you ask a question like this, I'm kind of good, and that's okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's okay. That's what we got to be real at as people as identifying like, okay, yeah, that doesn't work for me, but it's okay, and it doesn't work for her, and it's okay.
Because
So
it's not that
I'm
it's
just,
wrong. It's not that it's wrong. It's
yeah,
just not for me.
Yeah.
yeah, facts.
Exactly. So this is the
Yeah,
last
facts.
question we're gonna ask in these cards. Switching the whole subject. Do men want to know when a woman is cheating?
Ah,
Oh
absolutely.
man,
Wait.
Absolutely or absolutely not?
Right, 'cause I missed that.
Absolutely, I want to know.
Oh, okay.
If the woman that I'm with is cheating,
Yeah.
absolutely, I want to know. And for me, not just do I want to know, I want to know specific details that's on my mind.
Really?
Wow.
Damn.
That's
So
a
you
lot.
all the
You
tea.
wanna-
And you know
No. I'm not just saying I'm gonna be like, did he stick the tip in? Like
what color panties was you wearing that night?
But if I got specifics that's on my mind,
Mhm.
I know I'm gonna be sitting with and thinking all this time. You as the one that messed up should be giving me clarity, because you put me in this situation to think these thoughts. So if you gave me these thoughts, how dare you say I shouldn't help you get through this? If you
But
really,
is that really helping you get through it? Me answering all these questions. Like
You-
what type of questions are we
you-
talking about?
but you can't say if it is or if it isn't. You don't know how my palate is really made up.
What point is too much? Too
But in the
much?
beginning, I don't know if you can even say if it's helping you or not, because it's like now that you want to know the specifics, it's like, well, it can hurt you even more. Me cheating
yeah.
can be a lot. So then for you to want to know all these other details, you don't know. It's like you breaking yourself down more by asking me all of these questions about what's going on. You don't want to know that for real. In
It's your
reality,
ego.
like, right. It's going.
Yeah, I
But-
agree. I agree 100%.
But don't you think? So I just always, from like I said in the beginning, for me, it's always about I have to get my if I don't get my questions answered, if I don't get them everything like panned out in my mind, I'm stuck.
Mhm.
I'm stuck. So that's me speaking from my personal experience or what I don't want to. Like I have to get things answered, or I'm going to be thinking about this because my mind thinks about 100,000 things at once. And if I don't get clarity in my mind to move on from this subject, it's no different from any other conversation y'all having with y'all partner and y'all never get it finished. The conversation you never really answer his question. He's gonna feel some type of way 10 years from now.
So are these questions that you're taking some time to think about and you bring it back, or are these questions you just right off the dome? Just because are you reacting off emotion? That's what I'm trying to get at. Are you reacting off
because do you
emotion of this thing happening?
Go ahead.
do you really want to put? This question for you, Cliff.
Yeah.
Do you really want to put? Because if that woman really loves you, she should be hurt by cheating on you, or the
Yes.
fact that you know that she's cheating. So do you really want to put her through the misery of explaining all of these details about some shit that she probably regret?
Wait.
Yeah,
So,
that's real.
so for me personally, I wouldn't care how that person feels. You have just put me through something, and you just put me through this. So now you don't get to. I always say this type of stuff. You don't get to punch me and I shoot you and say I was wrong for shooting you. You don't get to pick how your consequence comes. You did the crime. You have to deal with how it comes. When those people go to court, when those people go to court,
But I go back to what Koi was saying though, like, because what is all of those details going to do for you?
you can't, but you can't determine what's.
I get what you're saying. Like, this is what I need. This is what I need. This is what I need. But I'm just questioning if that's really what you need for real.
But the person that does it, that did the crime, would be that person to say that. You would feel like that. Like, why do you need to know all this? Because you really don't want to. You really don't want to put that back on that person's mind because you're scared of how it's going to make you look or make you feel about what you.
That's real.
That's personal.
That's real. That's real. That is real.
That's personal.
That is real.
So when we saying that, because I agree with y'all, if I was the person that did it, when I've done something, I didn't want to tell that person everything I did. Like, really? Like, did you really, how many times did y'all do it? Like, you don't want to say that. But I mean, if that's what that person really want to know, and hey, but you got to understand though, as the person that's asking, are you ready for that truth? And if I feel like I'm ready for that truth, and that's what's really gonna make me feel whole, then tell me what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Some people can tell them, and they heard them. That was on them for asking. That's they problem. I answered what you asked me. I messed up. I answered everything you asked me. You know what I'm saying? And that is what it is.
Well, all right. So the question was, do we want to know?
Yeah.
When a woman cheats.
Okay.
Would
Believe
you-
it or not, y'all, it's a lot there. It's a lot with that question. And I'm gonna just express how I feel about that question. So deep down,
Yeah,
yes. Deep down, yes, I want to know, but no, I don't really want to know because, all right, hear me out. If you're able to effectively love me and be there for me and still cheat, I don't really want to know.
I don't even care because you're giving me what I need.
Right. You see what I'm saying? If you're able to still make sure what you're doing for me is sufficient, nah, don't tell me. Because you know what they say, don't fix what's not broken. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay. You're doing fine by me. So in this instant, I don't really want to know, but it raises the question for me to think that, will you be able to do that for me and be that for me of what I need that is what I call sufficient while cheating on me?
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good question.
Because
I don't know the
that's
answer.
how people generally find out that somebody is cheating, because they feel like, you're not doing something for me that you used to do for me. What are you doing instead?
I think Saul is speaking from if she had to tell him. But if he found out, then it's same
thing though, bro. I ain't gonna count.
But if you found out and you was kind of looking for it, that means she wasn't giving you. It was a reason why you went to go look for it.
That's what he said. He said, if you gonna cheat, don't give me a reason to go look for it.
Right. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, so I've learned from in high school, don't go looking for it, because you will seek what you look for. No matter what, your mind is gonna interpret this thing. Ain't nobody gonna be able to tell you against it, because you done made your mind up, right? So first of all, I shouldn't have a reason to go look for anything. And even if, let's just say, right, somebody come and bring this information to me, right? I would like to think that if this happened to me, because I haven't been in that situation before, to where somebody was doing everything for me, I was sufficient with them, and then I found out they was cheap, right? So if this was to happen to me, I would like to think that I would not give a fuck, because I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's doing what she needs to do for me. I don't feel it's sufficient. This person could be lying. This person could be hating. This person could want what I have. So by me even bringing this up to this person that's loving me unconditionally might be a slap in the face, especially if it's a lie. So I don't know if it's necessarily worth bringing up unless I have very strong conviction that this thing could be true.
And
it bothers me.
You're gonna have a conviction that it's true as if they're not doing something for you.
So Saul, would you still be with that person after you found out? You would still be able to go on about your day knowing that it might happen again?
To be real with you, my boy, yeah.
So you're looking into polygamy, like
I ain't really that. It's just that I operate from love, bro. Like, if you love me and you unconditionally love me and give me what I need, you have a spot in my life for eternity. If you love me unconditionally, and that means a lot to me. That means a lot more than, like, in a way, I'm looking at this thing a little selfishly, because this person is doing all that they can to make sure I'm good and I'm whole. And just because they decided that they want to go do something with somebody else that in their mind they felt was the right thing to do, I'm kind of being a little selfish by being mad at them for that because I'm taken care of. They doing what they need to do for me. They meet my requirements. Right?
That's some next level.
That's just where that person just needs to be vulnerable and express to you that they want to date multiple people.
Yeah.
Be able to provide all of your needs and go be with somebody else. You just want to be in an open relationship.
That's what I was saying. You want some polygamy. That's what it sounds.
You need to be honest.
That's
just
true.
I'm getting what I need.
He
Go
like,
do your
whatever.
thing. Just
That's at the end of the day, that's all we really care about is that this person is doing giving us what we need. If you're a complete person, if you feel whole within yourself, if you give yourself enough self-love to be sufficient in your life, then you cool with whatever somebody else give you, if it's making you feel good. So it almost just creeps on a borderline of selfishness if they doing all that they can for you and then they go do something else that they want to do outside of what you think. A little selfish, bro.
But that's kind of gaslighting on the other person though.
Yeah.
Because they're giving you all that they know you want so that they can go do what they want to do. So just be honest and tell me that you want it. That's what I'm saying. So just up front be like, you know what, all I can do for you, I'm gonna do it. However, I still want to do this with these people too. Are you gonna be cool with that? Like, don't make me feel like don't make me think in my mind that I'm the only one and I'm out here presenting to people that I'm the only person, we got this going on, me and you, when you out here doing something completely different. Yeah. I don't want to be made to look like a fool either. Yeah. Whether I know or not. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we need a choice. Cause I appreciate that too. Like you can still give me everything that I need. And you out here doing that. Okay. But let me know. Let me choose that for myself.
But you gotta think millionaires and those people that got real money and stuff like that, they think like that. Like they like, I'm doing everything for you that you need. You get everything you need. If I go out and do a little something, like you tripping, like I see where you coming from, Lisa. But
that has to be respectful. I mean, that's why I said it's a lot there. That's why I say it's never a such thing as right and wrong, because y'all make valid points by that. Everything that you're saying, I deserve this, or is that gaslighting? I'm gonna do all this and then I'm gonna go do it. That's a fact. Mm-hmm. It ain't no right or wrong way to live this shit, bro. That's why I strongly feel like you just gotta do whatever works best for you.
Exactly.
Point blank period.
Like that last thing Darius said, because that touched my soul right there.
I'm gonna read them all. Well, he said, okay, so here goes the first one. If you ask a woman those questions of why she cheated, she is going to use it against you to hurt you. Just leave, end it. If you ask one question, you'll keep going, and she is going to keep feeding you and playing with your emotions with details and words. Somebody else says, Saul, that's I was trying to remember. I remember when she put this though, but Darius said, leave, do not give her the opportunity to break you, sir. Leave.
Hey, Darius funny as hell.
You can't cheat and love unconditionally. That's what I was thinking about he was talking to.
And then Darius said, men cannot be loved unconditionally except by their mothers. That's a whole other story.
Oh Lord.
So like for me, that one right there hit me deep right now.
I mean, it's hard. It's a challenge for women to look like our mom or our sister or somebody like that. Like that's how it is. That's the reality of it. But I like to think that women can love us unconditionally, bro. Like if they get away from their emotions and stop being so selfish.
I think we stop worrying about what somebody else has to say about the way that we love and cherish our men. I think women, we have to be more comfortable with just loving our men without worrying, okay, what is my friend going to think if she knew I was doing this for him and then he was only making this amount of money? Because I think that's where a lot of women get lost in, is what their friends and other people going to think about their relationship. Because I'll be with somebody who working at McDonald's right now. If you treating me good, you know, and whatever, I don't have to know how much money you making. Like to your point, Saul, but you're loving me unconditionally. You're showing up for me. You're being here for me emotionally, physically. You're showing me my love languages. I don't care how much money you making.
Absolutely.
But I'm also probably maybe a little embarrassed to tell my friends if they ask me, knowing where I am in my career, if I have to go explain to somebody else, this is the job he has, and how like, and that so that's like that's what keeps women from being, from being vulnerable and loving men the way that you guys want to be loved, is because we're thinking about what somebody else gonna say about it.
Yeah, real talk.
And it ain't your friend's business.
But that's where it becomes.
What he work, girl? What he do? Like, why the fuck
Like,
that
girl,
shit matter?
No, but
you know
listen.
what? He back there taking burgers out the freezer at McDonald's. He a chef. My baby makes some good burgers.
The problem with it all is that's where it comes, where your household is supposed to stay in your house.
Mm-hmm.
Like, those conversations ain't supposed to be for everybody. Like, people shouldn't know your personal life. Like, people shouldn't. I remember growing up, I never knew how much my grandpa or grandma had their bank account or what they was doing, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, you should never know what's really going on in that house unless you're in that house.
For sure.
Darius said you
Because then you give people an opportunity to say some stuff.
No, that's what
To come in your house, you open the door.
You're
You're opening the door of your house to a stranger.
Stranger,
You
dog.
feel me? You're opening the door. You're letting strangers inside your home, right? And what happens when strangers inside your home? They get to roaming. They get to roaming and looking for shit. They ain't comfortable there. They don't know what's there. They don't know the ins and outs of your crib.
So when they go back to the cheating part, a question that men will probably ask as a man will be like, did you tell him about something in my house? Did you, I'm worried about them kind of questions. Like, was y'all talking about me? Was y'all talking about us? What was y'all talking about? Because when a woman really giving you that,
you're leading with your ego, which is what I was saying. The questions is really coming from your ego.
But
no,
they're gonna say, but when a woman cheat, it's mostly emotional anyway. So it's probably they're probably gonna be speaking about what's going on in their house to
right? Exactly.
Right. But him wanting to know, him asking those questions is the ego thing. So you was talking to that man about me and what I'm doing and what I'm not doing. That's a pride. That's pride.
No. The reason why it's not is because our household is our household. And once you open a door for another man to understand our household, now he controls our household. If you like that man and he understands what's going on in your house, he has the upper hand over the man in the house.
Yeah.
I could
now it's a weakness against you. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, so that's not ego. That's me wanting to own my house. That's me wanting to be the man in my house all the way around. No man should ever be able to come in and know. No
That's
man.
not ego?
Huh?
That's not ego. That still sounds like ego to me.
No, that no man should be able to come in your house. Period. No woman. It's even the opposite. No woman should be able to come into your house and you physically like her and she know everything about your house.
Yeah.
Because now she know how to burn your house down and still keep you.
Okay. So tell me this. We're gonna move to these, right?
That was good though. Ooh, yeah.
That shit's so fire, bro.
Back to we wrapping up the show now. So we gonna ask these questions and all of us will answer. We asked that in our cards. We kind of asked this one too. What's most important to you, sex or intimacy?
Intimacy.
Easily. Easily.
Intimacy is gonna lead to sex. It's gonna lead to that feeling. That sex is coming. Mm-hmm. Intimacy, I have to be touched. Me, I'm a physical person. I have to be touched. I have to be affirmated. I have to be loved on, kissed on, rubbed on. I have to have that. If I don't have that, because like what I said with that Darius question, me not being able to get those hugs back in the day and all those type of stuff, I really need love. And if I don't get love, I feel empty.
Yeah, intimacy is by far the truth, because that's what's gonna prevail. That sex gonna get old. Like it's never. Intimacy can't get old. Connection can't get old, because connection keep building and keep building and keep building and get stronger and stronger. That's what connections do. Yeah. So, I've got tired of sex before, honestly, but I never got tired of a strong, intimate connection. Somebody that you can always go talk to. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Intimacy.
I agree. Intimacy, because I feel like you can be pleased and satisfied with, as long as
Anybody.
you know what I'm saying? Sex, what you're saying, sex can be done with anybody, but the intimacy, there's so much thought and intention that goes into that, right? Because that's catered to you and your needs and what Cliffvon was saying, up to sex. And I can be, being intimate prior to sex can make that sex experience even 10 times better. So we have to be more intentional about that intimacy, and like what they call foreplay and stuff, like, and then not even having it to be physical. It could just be words, just things like that. Just
So I was going to ask y'all what y'all definition of intimacy is, because I will add conversation to that. You know what I'm saying? And that part is what, when you asked the question earlier about how can woman get through to a man, or I forgot the exact question what we was elaborating about, but to get a man in that comfort zone, to be able to tell you something, being intimate with him, like intimate conversation. Like a person that you intimate with, you can stop talking to that person for years. And right when y'all start talking again, it's like it never left. It's not, it's like now you in it with this person automatically.
Yeah.
That's what and y'all start like y'all had that conversation. It's like we never stopped talking. It's crazy. You start saying stuff like that because y'all had an intimate relationship. The conversations were great. Y'all sat in the car and talked all night. Y'all did all those type of things. And he was rubbing on him while he was talking. And all those things matter. So if you don't, we gotta start putting those things into our right now relationships, or we're gonna be going back to those same people that we're intimate with later on and stuff like that. I'm trying to
Real talk. Real talk.
You preach
all
right
facts given. Oh God.
Last question.
Oh, God.
What's your view on gender roles in a relationship?
Shut the fuck. Nah, just play.
we already talked about it. Like, I know I would say I don't like the idea of gender roles. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the idea of somebody supposed to do this and supposed to be this and do this. I don't like the societal standards. I don't. But nah, that's it. That's how I feel about that. It ain't no but. I don't feel like it's supposed to be a certain way. I think we all should operate from what works best for us. What do I need? What is insufficient in my life that complements me a little bit more? What helps me be a little bit better, right? Because you got to think about it like, for a man, think about a man that grow up with his mom and teach him how to cook and clean and shit like that. He don't need that from a woman. He really don't need that from a woman. He can provide that for himself. So like, how could that be a gender role for a woman to automatically assume because I cook and clean for him, then that's my role for him? No, your role probably should be something else for him. You know what I mean? That's just how I feel about gender roles.
I agree with you. Absolutely. Operating off your strengths. Yeah. So what is your strength that you bring to this relationship? What is my strength that I bring to this relationship? And how can we complement each other? Like what Cliffvon was saying, because this is what I'm good at. If I'm just better at cutting the grass, then nigga, let me cut the grass. Yeah. Like your lines is crooked. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? You can go up in there and cook the dinner, and I'm gonna go outside and do the yard. There's nothing wrong with that. If that's what we good at, that's what you're good at. That's what I'm good at. Why should we let society tell us this is how it's supposed to look? Right. You gotta do what's best for you in your relationship.
And I agree with that. I was gonna say something different, but I agree with that part. I agree with that. I totally agree.
Like we gotta get away. My bad, I mean to cut you off. We gotta get away from the gender roles. Why? Because there's some women bosses out here. It's some women millionaires out here that might meet a man that's making 6 figures or might below 6 figures, right? We don't need that man feeling intimidated because she's the breadwinner, she's the provider. Like, it don't need to be a gender role, because now that man could lose out on the love of his life. That could be his soulmate for real. But if they go off societal standards and he feel like he need to be making more money than her, then he could feel intimidated by talking to her. He can feel like, oh, I don't need to be talking about her if he's going by those supposed gender roles. So if I had a vote, if the universe gave me a vote right now, I would vote to say fuck the gender roles, throw them bitches in the
Okay.
trash can, and never come back ever.
Wait,
again.
Why does providing equate to money?
Wait. But I feel at the end of the day, a man doesn't feel complete. I never met a man that feels complete without living in his purpose.
Well, that ain't got nothing to do with money.
No. Gender roles. So like
But your purpose.
I have to have a mate. And I guess that's just my personal situation. I'm gonna leave it at.
Because you're not saying nothing, Cliffvon. Like everybody is not complete without living in their purpose.
Yes, that's why I was just gonna stop and say.
Your specific purpose is just not to be a man. And whatever that is, like, right? Because we're talking about what society says a man is.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, like that's what we're saying is we need to throw away that idea of what society says a traditional man and woman is, and we all need to be comfortable in who we are and who our purpose, what our purpose is as an individual, so we can get with our purpose mates and really create a purposeful life. But we got so many people worrying trying to be what the world wants us to be that we can't even be successful in relationships. Because like I said, I'm worried about a man making more money than me. So now I'm embarrassed by this man who really loves me properly because he makes less than me. So I don't really want to date him. And I think I'm going to choose the latter.
Real talk.
Kieta sat on the edge of her seat to tell us that one. I agree with you.
It's real.
I don't care what you said. I agree with you.
It's real though. That is so real.
It is though. And I found myself thinking about it when I was saying it.
If you go,
like, you know what?
If you go deep, bro,
we didn't have this conversation.
If you go deep, bro, and realize like that's why I wake up, my daily prayer is reminding myself of who I am. You know what I'm saying? Who I really am. You know what I mean? And when you start asking the questions of who you really are, like you're more than just a man. You're more than all of these things that society placed on you. You know what I mean? So you get to envelop in the true nature of who you really are. You don't give a fuck about what society told you you're supposed to be like. We got to understand that that's all perspective. Everything is perspective. The way that a man's supposed to be is somebody's perspective. It's society's accepted perspective. Like that shit really don't exist. You allowed to be who you are. If your girl makes more bread than you, then that shit is okay, son. That is okay.
I'm the type of woman, like what I think one of y'all said this early on, what's mine is yours and what's yours is mine. So I'm never going to make this be my money anyways. It's our money. So what I'm making is yours anyways. That's just how I operate. You know, but like somebody also said, a lot of me is just different from a lot of women, and I understand that. You know, and that's another reason why me and Sequoia I would say me and Kenyatta, me and myself, right? Me and Sequoia created this type of a space because we feel like more women need to get to this place. Yeah. You know, like of just trying to really understand what a man really needs in a relationship, what we want, and also for us to understand each other, like, because really we all want the same thing at the end of the day.
At the end of the day,
trying to listen, and it's just we in a different space to be able to listen.
We all want the same thing at the end of the day. It's just about really just finding that person who wants the same thing that you want. Yeah.
Nah, that's real.
Oh God. Man, it's been a beautiful conversation with y'all girls, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Gotta do.
No,
I
just gotta.
Saying, no, we wrapping up anyways. This has been a great conversation.
That's like real talk, y'all. Like we gotta get away from society and their I tweeted this yesterday. Other people's opinion is y'all's prison. I don't know who need to hear this shit.
That's
other people's opinions is your prison. Mm-hmm. Get out of prison.
Because who is that?
You got to get out of jail free card. Just leave. Just stop giving a fuck about what people got to say about your life and just live for you and be you. And if you do that, I promise you will be way more free. You'll have way more peace. You will experience way more love, and you will live a much more fulfilling life if you stop giving a fuck about what the next person got to say.
Yeah. Amen.
Yeah.
Hey, we went crazy. Hey, we went crazy, y'all. We went fucking.
That's my partner right there. We always go crazy again.
we-
What else be deep every time.
But I'm like, but Cliffvon been saying, you gotta have him on the show. He definitely listened. I've been looking forward to this episode. I wish y'all could have been here. But
We
it's
coming
We'll have our
coming
moment.
live
We'll have
next
our
time.
moment.
We coming live next time.
Period. So, okay. Well, this has been a great episode. We thank
Real
y'all.
talk.
Yeah, we've been on here for 2 hours again.
First of all, I didn't even realize it,
I
So
did,
So,
I
2
know.
hours, what, last
I
week?
know it's about to be 9:30. So, but
Well.
anyways, thank y'all so much for coming. Thank y'all for being vulnerable and allowing us, to hear y'all stories.
Absolutely.
For sharing y'all
Real
y'all
talk.
with us for sure.
Real talk, man. Shout out to the Wine and Grow podcast. Listen,
Big
it's
shout out.
going live. This shit going worldwide. This shit is bigger than life right now. Shout out to the Wine and Grow podcast. Y'all go follow me. Team D Saul is TEAMDSAUL. Like I said, I do real estate. I have a podcast on my own. I talk about real life, everyday shit that men and women experience on a daily basis every day. Right? Tap in with me. Shout out to Tello. That's the hat that I'm rocking right now. Y'all might not know the business owner, but it's that guy right there, Cliffvon and D. This is the hottest brand in the motherfucking streets right now. Y'all hear me? Everywhere I go, I'm rocking some fucking Tello. You did what I'm saying? Shout out to Tello. Shout out to Wine and Grow. We going large. We going big. We bigger than ever. We bigger than life right now. Turn up.
Yes. I love it.
So
I
for
love
me, go follow the Instagram, Tello TLLO27_Cliff. Go check us out and see what we got going on. We will be dropping soon. I'll be dropping soon. And basically the brand means what we've been talking about, man. Living your godly purpose. Living in your purpose and taking every life lesson optimistically while you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? While you chasing it. And one thing I want to leave with everybody, something that Saul taught me. He said what I gave to him, but he gave me something big that I live by. 1% better every day. We all can get 1% better every day at what we do. If you get 1% better, you're closer to 100 than just staying stagnant. You know what I'm saying?
Well, blessings, Black men. May you feel happy. May you feel safe. May you feel healthy. May you feel loved.
And don't forget to sip.
Period.
Shout out, man. Y'all be easy. Much love to y'all. Sending peace and love and light to y'all 100% to everybody watching this podcast. It's been a great. I appreciate y'all for having me.
Yeah.